Welcome to Go Mustang Sports as we look at the weekly recaps of each team. I'm Dave McHugh, now joined by field hockey head coach Laurel Martin. And Coach, last week we talked, it was a pretty tough week. This week, I suspect you're more than thrilled after the 11-1 goal differential in the last two games.
Yeah, no, exciting, and it was very positive for us to be able to bump back after a challenging week and to not only find success but really reach all of our goals that we were shooting for this week. So
after a tough week that you had gone through, going up to Hood, certainly maybe a team that is struggling. But that's the kind of game that you, as a coach, you have to worry about, I'm sure, before you get off the bus.
Right.
And you come out with a 7-0 win. You got to feel good getting back on the bus.
No, it was wonderful. And the approach that we took was somewhat of a lighthearted approach, but very much a team, family-oriented approach. That it's like our goal is we want to get everybody a chance to play. Because the kids that are on the JV program that maybe don't see the field as often, we want to give them a shot to play. And that's up to the varsity kids to play as hard as they possibly can to give them that opportunity. And they embraced it, and they ran with it, and we were able to do that. So that was very positive.
7 goals in a field hockey game. That's a lot. I mean, that's not unheard of, certainly, but that's a heck of an offensive output for yourselves.
Yeah.
The ball had to have been down at that end most of the game.
It was, but we were able to utilize our swing ball, our possession passes, bumping it around the backfield some more. So we were able to capitalize on practicing some things that we needed to as well.
I was going to say, does that turn almost into a scrimmage for yourself? You're able to test some things that you can do because you're in a position where you're allowed to do that. You get the subs in there, you get more experience from the bench.
Yeah, it was a feel good game for us. So it was everyone got a shot to play. Everyone went in there and played hard. When the kids that work so hard that don't get to play very often get in there, and the varsity kids are cheering like crazy, cheering like mad for them, that gets to you. That's a positive thing. So we were very fortunate to be able to reach our goals for that game.
And of course, that steamrolled right into the next one. At home at night, 4-1 win over Widener. You got to be thrilled with just this team. Both times you've been in tough battles or had tough weeks, they have responded in kind.
Yeah. That was against Alvernia, and little bit of and we came out first half against them really well. And I couldn't have been more pleased with our performance the first half. Second half, we came out and they scored right off the bat, which could have set us back and had us get a bunch of nerves and energy. And proud of the defense to be able to hang in there and come back and pop another goal in the end to kind of walk us away from that safely. But overall, good game.
Of course, it was a night game here at Stevenson on a Saturday. No other games were scheduled. So, on paper, you're like, wow, they're playing late. But considering the weather that this area experienced from Thursday until Sunday, that night game ended up being a blessing in disguise because the weather finally calmed down. The rain finally calmed down by that point.
Yeah, one would think we actually planned it.
So,
no, just got lucky with that. Very fortunate. We bumped around all of the rain while we were having our tailgate. Then the storms came again. But we had brilliant weather. It was perfect field hockey weather, so very fortunate.
You and I have talked that field hockey will sometimes be canceled in bad weather because it's too dangerous to hold onto the sticks. The ball can get a little dangerous when it's really wet out. That was certainly one of those occasions where the weather turns sideways. You guys are in one of those scenarios. Am I correct?
Yeah. I mean, pending how bad it's putting it down and whether you have vision and safety and certainly lightning if that happens. That's
That's a no-go for everybody.
No-go. But if we would have experienced the monsoon that a lot of other teams did, I'm sure it would have been called.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course, now let's look at the week ahead. And as happy as you guys are right now with an 11-1 week, you are now facing 2 of the toughest teams in the top of the conference. There's a 3-way tie. 2 of them you're coming up on your schedule.
Right.
And, of course, you're sitting in second place. This is an ultra. If you forget the rest of the season, this is the most important week so far.
Yeah, this is big. This is a big game. And Alvernia was a big game, and we handled them. Hood was a huge game because we had to handle them, and we did. So E-Town, we're coming right up on it, and we're on the upward swing. They just have a devastating loss to, I believe it was Ursinus. They lost pretty significantly to them. So it's going to depend on how they rebound off of that as well. But I guess the focus is more so on us. We match up well with their system. And I think that we'll be able to carry this momentum on, and we're going to give them a good fight.
And of course, then right after that, you have Acadia at home.
Right.
Another team in almost the same boat you are, who are right in the middle of the pack, fighting for the positioning for playoffs. So once you get done with Lebanon Valley, you got to go right into Acadia. But you got the Tuesday, Saturday schedule here. You get a couple days off.
Yeah, we have some time, so the schedule works to our favor. So we go out against E-Town, and we handle them, and then we've got Arcadia. And last year, they had the best of us. So I know that the girls remember that. And there were some things that happened in those games that the girls remember. And there's no doubt in my mind that we won't come out and play an A game for that. We'll have to keep emotions under tow and make sure that we focus on the game plan. But I know that the energy will be there.
At this point in time, I know you always have high goals, win a championship,
Right.
get to the NCAA tournament, even win a national championship. But when you looked at the schedule, did you think you would be positioned where you are right now in the conference, where you're sitting on the doorstep of first place? Yes, you've got the tough opponents ahead in a lot of your schedule, but you guys have positioned yourself pretty well.
We've positioned ourselves well in the conference.
Yes.
So I'm very pleased with that. I'm a high shooter, so
Yeah.
and until we're completely dominating, I'm not going to be happy. So I mean, that's just truth. That
Sure.
people can love it or hate it,
Yeah.
but so I'm pleased with where we are right now, and I think that if we play to the best of our ability, it's going to continue to improve. Would I be pleased with more? Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Team will be on the road against Lebanon Valley on Tuesday, back home against Acadia. Saturday night game here at Mustang Stadium. Coach Laurel Martin from the field hockey team will catch up with her next week and see how the week went here on Go Mustang Sports.